Nice preset title graphic there. That's how you know a channel's cancerous, when their intro looks like this.
Hold up.
What's going on, guys? Turkehy back to the brand new video. Now today we have NPL Miners Week 5 versus Cloud Envy. Before we start, make sure to check out his channel and all the other coaches' channel. All their links are in the description down below. Also, subscribe to the NPL channel. See the power rankings for majors and minors. And if you guys didn't know, majors did start, so make sure to catch up on the majors action. But I'm sure everyone here already knows that. So and also join the fan server and become a Toronto Luxrays fan. I'll greatly appreciate that. And you have a fun time in my Discord chat. Or, yeah, my fan server Discord chat. But, with that all out of the way, let's just get into the matchup. Both our teams should appear on your screen right about now. I'm just going to go over Cloud's team. He has Megalopony, Latios, Scizor, which is a Z user, Tapu Bulu, Tentacruel, Excadrill, Sableye, Electros, which is another Z user, and Charizard, which is his third Z user, Porygon Z, Golem, and Lickitung. So my first thoughts on the matchup was that he has no rock resist. Like, his rock resist consists of Excadrill and Golem, and Golem isn't really a Pokemon. Like, I don't care what anyone says, Golem is not a Pokemon, right? It's an Unmon. So stuff like my Aerodactyl can put in a lot of work. Also, he has no resist to Houndoom's dual stab. He has stuff like Tentacruel and Lickitung, but like that doesn't like with a nasty plot up, those don't become resists anymore. They just become, I don't know, setup fodder. And Lickitung is pretty big setup fodder. Tentacruel I can eat one hit from as long as it's not offensive Hydro Pump. With this Houndoom, Sucker Punch is nice to revenge stuff like Porygon Z and like maybe Scarf Excadrill or Scarf Lottie or something like that. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this set. Next we have Weezing. Weezing actually puts in decent work versus Cloud's team, as it could switch into like the likes of Scizor, Lopunny, Bulu mainly, and yeah, those three mainly just biggest threats from his team to mine. I could switch into that. Flamethrower is nice for Scizor. And then Toxic Paint Split, just to get Toxics off on like Latios, if he wants to go hard Lati, or like Lickitung or Electros and stuff like that. Rocky Helmet gets nice chip damage, and yeah. Now this Bronzong, Spadef Bronzong, pretty much they're just for Lati and Porygon. Porygon is a huge threat. My normal resist is I believe Aerodactyl and this thing, and Porygon has coverage for both of them, so Porygon can put in a lot of work. If I'm not bringing Avian Gujar, which you'll see what my Gujar set is in momentarily. I don't have rocks on this because he has 2 spinners and like 2 defoggers, 3 if you count Charizard, but he has a lot of hazard removal, so I felt like rocks wasn't really best in this matchup, and also rocks versus me is kind of bad, so I just want to defog all hazards as much as I can. Gyro Ball, HP Fire, Earthquake just hits his entire team. HP Fire for the Scizor, Earthquake for the Excadrill, and Gyro Ball for like everything else, except for Electros, but I could Toxic that thing and start whittling it down. I didn't see a reason to run Levitate, because Excadrill is most likely going to be Mold Breaker anyways, and if you see my team, that actually does a lot of work to the first 4 Pokemon, and 5th and the 6th Pokemon, but yeah, Heat Proof maybe is nice for like a Charizard that wants to do something. I don't know. I didn't really see use in any of the other abilities, so Heat Proof was nice. So 4th Pokemon on the team, we have Goodra. And this set actually puts in so much work if he doesn't bring Bulu. Like, Mono Dragon does a lot of work, especially if I have a couple curses up. That way, so Lopunny can't revenge me, neither can Excadrill, and I could just Dragon Tail those things out. I'm at +6. Like, nothing is a resist anymore, unless you're immune. Like, Dragon Tail's doing a lot. Rest Sleep Talk is nice in case he tries to deal with this, like with the likes of Toxic, and Gooey is nice. If he kills me, he'll be at -1 with something like Lop. So I could revenge it with, I don't know, Aerodactyl or something like Lando or Houndoom. But yeah, pretty self-explanatory. I set up on a lot of his team, mainly Tentacruel, Electros, Charizard, and even Porygon to an extent, and like Lickitung. So yeah, this next Pokemon we have Landorus I with the Sheer Force ability, of course. Rocking the Earth Power, U-Turn, HP Fire, Defog. Now, if you notice, I don't have coverage for Bulu because I really didn't think Bulu was coming, considering, like, as you can see, I have this thing with nothing to hit Bulu, and I also have you with no Sludge Wave, so I didn't really think Bulu was coming in. Even if it did, I had these two to handle it, and Houndoom to revenge Bulu if it gets out of hand with, like, an SD set or something. So, I also didn't expect Scizor to come, but I had it in a lot of mocks, so I just thought HP Fire was just nice because Earth Power does around 50% if he's max HP. So, and Scizor could kind of set up on me if he's Spit F, so I just wanted to run HP Fire. Defog is really nice because this thing defogs on like both of his rockers being Excadrill and Golem. And with max HP, I actually can switch into those really well. And Earth Power and U-Turn is just nice for momentum and stuff. And Speedy outspeeds Porygon and Excadrill, so that's nice. This is like my only switch into like a Life Orb Excadrill, so got to keep that healthy with the leftovers. Should be gaining health back slowly. Last we have Choice Scarf Aerodactyl. This is nice to revenge Lopunny mainly, but also nice for like a Bulu, like a Lottie, a weakened Choice Scarf Lottie, a Charizard at +1, a Porygon. This thing does outspeed Jolly max or Timid max speed Porygon at +2 with the agility. I believe you guys can double check me on that, but I do believe I outspeed that with the Choice Scarf, so I could get damage off, or I could go for Tailwind into one of my bigger threats and just revenge it that way. Again, no rock resist, so Stone Edge Earthquake kind of hits his entire team, except for Lopunny, which I have Wing Attack for. So this thing actually puts in a lot of work. But yeah, that's the team. I'm gonna hop into the battle, and I'll see you there. So here we are with the battle. Couple you see his team there. He brought Tentacruel, Lopunny, Mega Lopunny, Excadrill, Electros, Latios, and Lickitung. Lickitung was kind of surprising. I figured like nothing in his team was that surprising to me. Like all this stuff seems normal, but Lickitung was kind of surprising to me. Thought he'd bring like either Bulu or Scizor over that, but like or Porygon actually. I actually thought Porygon was like most likely over Lickitung. But other than that, nothing really too surprising. All this stuff seems normal. He didn't bring the Heat Golem, which he likes to bring, and the Charizard, which he likes to bring over other stuff. But this team is good. It's good as in the sense that he brought the six good Pokemon that I expected, but like he didn't bring Sableye. Sableye had a horrible matchup, but let's just hop into the battle. I decided to lead with Lando because it was my dedicated lead in all the mocks, and it countered Elite Excadrill if you wanted to lead that, and it also got big damage off on Tentacruel, and can you turn it on anything unless your name is Lopunny or like a Latios, like an offensive Ice Beam, something like that. I wouldn't U-turn on that, but enough with the talking. Let's just hop into the game. That's what you've been waiting for, right? So he does decide to leave with Excadrill, which I expected. I didn't want to. The switch into Electros was obvious, but I didn't want to over predict on anything turn 1. So I just decided to go for Earth Power there. I could U-turn the next turn anyways. So that's what I do, as I believe he predicts that, goes for Volt Switch. I go into Bronzong because I could get a Toxic off on this thing, and since I'm Spit F, I eat any hit, and Flamethrower won't do much since I'm Heat Proof. But he goes back out to Excadrill, so I'm not saying it, of course. Earthquake won't even do like half, and I have this thing to pretty much switch into Earthquake. He goes for Rocks. I could just defog these away. These first few turns are kind of repetitive, as we just switch back and forth between Bronzong, Electros, and Excadrill. So I go for U-turn there. He tries to predict me and goes for HP Ice, but like I ain't having that. And I could get I make a prediction here, predict him to go either Excadrill or like Tentacruel, and I go for Earthquake. Does 44%, and he reveals to not be leftovers, so that's nice. I could go hard Lando here. Just rinse and repeat. I don't want to risk anything. Play pretty safe here, and maybe in late game play risky if it comes down to it, because he won't really expect it. He goes for Earthquake, trying maybe catching me to like stay in or something. which I pondered, but like I didn't really see the benefits in it in case he actually did click Earthquake, because I really needed Bronze Song. But he actually does stay in here. I went for HP Fire because it was a neutral play if he went into this thing, or he stayed in. Got damage off either way. But he actually does stay in. Hindsight could have clicked Earth Powered, but like it doesn't really matter. I go for Defog here because I really don't want these rocks on my side, and just U-turn right on out again. Make sure he doesn't double into anything. Goes for Volt Switch. That's completely fine. Leftovers is recovering me slowly but surely per turn. And I believe he goes for Earthquake again here. Yeah, he does. He didn't predict my landers one time. Like, I figured a couple of these turns he would have clicked Iron Head, because I kept switching into Lando. Like, I showed Lando was my switch. But he doesn't, and I could just go for HP Fire, like I said. Just a guaranteed damage on this Electros. Go hard Bronze Lung again. He goes for Volt Switch. So he's only sold Volt Switch and HP Ice. So I'm kind of confused what his last two moves are. Could be something like Knockoff or the Assault as Gudra and like Flamethrower, or like, I'm really not sure what the last move could be, but like I'm kind of expecting Knockoff and something else. But he goes Estradrill, and he actually makes a great double here into Electros, as I stay in and go for Earthquake, because I expect him to either rocks or like switch out and double and stuff. But he goes into this thing. I get Leftovers recovery back. I could go for Toxic here. Actually, not Toxic. I think I go for HP Fire here. Maybe in case he went into Excadrill here on my Gyro Ball or Toxic or something. But he reveals Rest, and that's kind of a problem for me because I kind of had to handle this thing with Rest, or with Toxic, and he goes for Rest. So that's a big problem. But this is actually free setup for my Gudra, because he reveals Rest, so that means he's Rest, Sleep, Talk, Volt Switch, HP Ice. So that's kind of free setup for my Gudra here, as I could just start going for Curses, get up to +6, and kind of just win. Because the only thing that could kill my Gudra at full would be a Specs Lottie, which is the only thing that can actually, I think, I really don't know the calcs, but like I think that kills this Gudra at full. But he goes this thing that telling me that the only thing he has to deal with Curse Gudra is Toxic, which is really nice. That's literally like setup fodder for me. But I could go for more curses here, as his only attacking move is actually Seismic Toss. So I could just set up to +6 here. Go for a Rest the next turn. Wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. And here I go for Rest, because obviously I would be put into range of Toxic plus Seismic Toss. So I reveal Rest and click Sleep Talk here. I roll a Curse, so now I'm at +6. Which Lopunny does nothing to me at this point. Like, Seismic Toss is doing more than Lopunny Stab. So this is a really good position. I could potentially win 6-0 here if he's not Specs Lottie. So that's what I'm going for here. Hopefully I go for a Rest here to get higher HP in case I roll a or roll a Dragon Tail here, which I do. So that does about 63% to that thing. It gets him into Electros now. HP Ice really does nothing, so I could just Sleep Talk and try to Dragon Tail this thing. HP Ice, it leaves me at the end. I crit him, but I don't think the crit mattered necessarily. Like, I don't think it did. I think it still killed, but I don't know the calc. I don't know his spread either. So, yeah. And then after Leftovers, I'm at 74%. Now, something like Scarf Lottie's DRAco has like a really low chance to kill me at this range. So, I risk it here. He goes for DRAco. He crits me. I risked it because I could have just won 6-0 there. But he crits me. That's either really unfortunate if he's not Choice Specs, or it doesn't really matter if he's Choice Specs, which I don't really know. And it does definitely suck because I can't really tell what item he is. Because if he killed me without the crit, I would have known he's Choice Specs because he didn't take any recoil or anything. He could have been Expert Belt, but like Choice Specs, I feel like Choice Specs would have been more likely option. An Expert Belt would still have a chance to not kill, but he crits me, so I don't know what item he is right now. But he does get -2. Now this is pretty much a free nasty plot for Houndoom, because DRAco does like, I don't know, 40 something% at -2. So I go for a nasty plot. And I could 2KO this thing. Maybe hopefully I get a flinch. Something like Scarf Tentacruel with Scarf Tentacruel with, I don't know, offensive Tentacruel maybe right here would have been a problem actually. But Spadef Bronzong could have eaten like one Hydro Pump if he was offensive. But yeah, I could go for Dark Pulse, 2 Dark Pulses here, kill this thing, no flinch, but it's whatever. And I have to switch out here because I'm at 41%. This king could just revenge me. I go into my Weezing because get Rocky Helmet damage, and just click Toxic because he was either going Lottie or he was going Lickitung. He could have went Excadrill predicting like a Sludge Bomb or like Toxic again, like I said, but I didn't feel like he would do that because in case I had Will-O-Wisp, that would have been pretty bad for him. Excuse me. But I just click Toxic here, and I do catch the Lickitung, so I believe he revealed 4 moves, so he has no room for Heal Bell. So this thing is just going to get whittled down and such. I spam Flamethrower here because I don't want him to pass the Wish Off into Excadrill. That would be really bad for me, so... And I click Toxic here just in case he wanted to go hard Latias, since I showed... I was okay with spamming Flamethrower, so just in case he wanted to go hard Lottie, I clicked Toxic there just to, I don't know, get a Toxic off on Lottie. But I Flamethrower here, he goes for Seismic Toss, dies to Rocky Helmet, so that's nice. As he goes on to Lopunny, I stay in just to get Rocky Helmet damage, put this thing in range of a Scarf Aerodactyl, which I go out into. And I believe has a really low chance of not killing, but like I decide to just take the chance anyway since it's in my favor. He sacks Excadrill to go on to Lottie. Lottie can kill me, and I can't kill him. I can't even 2KO. So I go Bronzong, and he crits me again. So I really don't know what item this thing is. I'm thinking Choice Specs. I believe I calc that actually, and I figured out he's Choice Specs after that crit damage, but. And I believe the Thunderbolt has a chance to kill me at 28%. But he actually switched on to Lopunny. Maybe expecting Lando. He probably expected me to know he's Choice Specs and to switch on to Lando. So he wanted to catch that with the Lopunny and gain a lot of momentum. But even if I did go Lando, I'd most likely sack it to the Lopunny, go Aerodactyl, and just click a Wing Attack. Either he'd sack this thing, or I get Lopunny in range of another Wing Attack plus Sucker Punch, or Wing Attack plus Houndoom. Even if like if he goes Latias and I go for Wing Attack, he's in range of Houndoom, so I could clean up the game late game with Houndoom and or Aerodactyl if he decides to keep Lopunny. But no, he just goes hard Lopunny, and I Gyro Ball crit it. I don't think the crit mattered. I believe it killed either way. Even if it didn't, I would do the events that I just described. But he tricks me to Choice Specs, and I go for Gyro Ball here. Maybe I should have went for Toxic, but in case he was something like a Reflect type, that would have been bad for me. Actually, Reflect type right here would actually won him the game. If he was like a Reflect type Calm Mind, he would have been able to eat a hit, and then Houndoom would die to like DRAco or Thunderbolt even. But I figured if he was Thunderbolt DRAco, I didn't feel like he would be Reflect type and no Roost. He'd be Reflect type Calm Mind and then no Roost, or Reflect type Roost and no Calm Mind, which means Houndoom can deal with it. But Houndoom and not Lando, but actually Lando I full could eat a neutral DRAco. So yeah. Anyways, Thunderbolt does 18%. I just sit here, spam Gyro Ball. He kills, or he catches me trying to flex and save differential, but which was kind of a poor play on my part. I figured if he was trying to catch me saving differential, he would go for DRAco there, if anything, because I could have switched on to Houndoom, because like to save differential, because Thunderbolt wouldn't kill Houndoom, but he actually expects me to go Lando and clicks Ice Beam, which I didn't know he had, but like, yeah, it's whatever. I still get a 3-0 win, which is nice. So GG to Cloud was a good game. I'm now 4-1, which is really a great position. I'm second. I believe I'm second in conference. Don't count me on that. I don't really remember, but yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to like the video, and yeah, that's been it. Peace.